I'm Shane.
I'm Kelsey, and
this is Dixie,
and we're Love Hut for Life. We've been on the road for about a year and a half now, and over the past few months, we've been asking all of our nomadic friends all of your questions. That's right, the questions that you ask us most often, like, how do we make money on the road? What are the best and worst things about living on the road? And this week, we're asking everyone, how much does this cost on a monthly basis? I hope that all of you get some really great information from this, and it helps you in your nomadic dreams.
Well, it varies. This lifestyle can cost, I don't know, upwards to $1,000 or more per month, or it could go up to $300 a month. It just depends on the person and the needs and suitability of each person, because everybody requires different things. Me, I don't really require a whole lot, so I only spend roughly $300 to $500 a month, which is very minimal, and that's all I need because I'm a minimalist.
So for us, we average about $1,000 a month for like the two of us to live on the road. And I mean, we drive a lot, so I'd say more than 50% of that is gas money. But yeah, I feel like we usually come out to right about over $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
My budget monthly is right at $200.
So cost is definitely something that varies very greatly on the road, but I would say generally it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, I would totally agree. What you're doing, how fast you're moving, you're gonna use a lot more gas and probably spend a lot more money if you're just moving really fast. And what are your like monthly bills, you know, the fixed costs like car insurance and your phone bill, stuff like that. That's like the biggest part, gas, food, and all your monthly bills. So for us, I would say about $2,000 a month, and I don't think really cut back too much from living in a house other than we don't pay rent anymore.
Yeah. That pretty much covers it.
My burn rate is right around $600 a month, and that is without putting on any new tires or paying for a full year's worth of insurance on my bus all at once. Things like that that'll inevitably come up are going to cost you, but just to get by, if you can tread water for 6 months without having any unexpected large expenditures, about $600 a month.
Well, I think we don't really know how much it costs yet when we're not building, because that's all we know so far, because we've just been building. So once that's done,
it probably costs a lot less.
It'll cost a lot less, yeah.
And it depends on like how often you're moving too. Like if you can like boondock somewhere. So boondocking is just like finding a place that's off the grid, and if you're there for like 14 days, you know, you're obviously going to spend less than if you're on the road every single day driving. So diesel is a little more spendy, and this baby gets 10 miles per hour, or no, 10 gallons per, what is the measurement?
10 miles per gallon.
Thank you. Jeez. So, you know, you have to take that into account, of course, but I mean, we're not paying utilities, we're not paying rent, we're not paying property tax. Like a ton of your living expenses are already eliminated. So really you're just spending, you know, on where you want to travel and how you want to eat and live. So, yeah. I mean, if I had to guess, like maybe like 500 a month, 600, I don't know.
Yeah, again, it just depends on how much you're traveling. I think if you're like kind of gonna stay posted up in an area for a month and not be spending too much on gas, like you know, what is it? It's basically food that you're paying for, and whatever
like,
bills you have.
Being a minimalist too, you're not like buying clothes all the time or buying all these random knickknacks because you don't really have a ton of space. So you want things that you do have to be quality and things that mean a lot. So you're not accumulating as quickly as like a normal household would, or you're constantly purging too. That's the other end, is like when you accumulate you also have to let go, which is really beautiful. So you're always in this cycle of letting go and accumulating. So you start to begin to be more mindful when you're in tiny spaces like this. So that's another thing, another expense you don't really have to worry about if you're not continuously consuming all the time.
It depends on what we're doing. I've always been the person that I want what I want, and if I don't have the means, I will find a way to get it. So I'm not a cheap van liver. That sounds a little weird. Anyway, I live my life by my wants, and when I need more, I go and acquire more money to buy what I want. So in answer to that question, in a long roundabout way. You can do it on $600 or $700 a month. It all depends on how much you travel. You can do it on $5,000 a month. It all depends on how much you travel and where you stay and what you do and what kind of beverages you have and food and how many times you eat out. Gas is your biggest expense. If you can stay put in one place, you're going to lower your overhead. Our biggest expense is gasoline. It's like we're getting ready to go on a 2,000-mile run, and that's going to be about $700 in gas. That's an expense.
I'd say it depends on how far you go. You can go anywhere from, I'd say, 800 to 1,000, depending on where you're going. And for instance, if you have to stay in a campground, if there's nothing available, then you're going to pay more money. But if not, you know, but say you're going into national parks. Of course, I'm a senior, so that helps because I have had a national park pass since I was 62. The day I turned 62, I went down there and I said, I want a park pass, you know, and they said a Golden Eagle pass was what it was called then. Now I think it's America the Beautiful or something like that. And so it doesn't cost me much at all to go into these national parks, which I want to go to as many national parks as I can.
I'd say somewhere around $600 on the low end. When I'm not like fixing things on the van, it can almost be as much as rent. But if I'm not driving and going everywhere, yeah, $500, $600 easy.
Oh shit, we're talking numbers now. Monthly. It varies. Each month is different. It depends on what I'm gonna do. It depends how far I'm going to travel. It depends if I have van repairs. But on a true budget, I've lived a whole month really good on $600 to $700 a month. On a really good budget. And you're like very aware of where you spend your money, and it's made me like change my lifestyle as a minimalist. Like, do you really need that? Going to Walmart has changed. Going to any store has changed, and it's actually a good thing. Like, it makes me aware of where and how much things cost too. Like, before I was never looking at prices. I was just like, yes, I want this. Oh, I want to eat that. Like, and it's like junk food too, and like not good. So it's tempting out there, but it made me aware and eat healthier too. So yeah, you can do it on a really small budget. And just the beauty of this is like you can stay put wherever you want, like until you make enough money to keep going. And that's a journey in itself right there. So just staying put until your next good paycheck comes to go do some fun stuff and adventure out more.
So this is such a variable question.
Yeah, this is going to be different for everybody, so we'll just talk about us. This is how much it's costing us.
Yeah, so because we have a YouTube channel and because we're very motivated to put out a new video every week, we have to move a lot. So we could really control our costs by not moving. So our biggest costs are gas and food, right?
Yep.
But then if you add everything else in, you add in your insurance, your phone bill, your van insurance. Because we have a YouTube channel, we have to pay for a website, camera gear, maintenance stuff. We have a pet. So everything that we spend costs about what?
A big round number, and this is definitely an average, would be $1,000 per month for us. So we cook our own meals the most of the time. You know, we're not going out to eat. We're not doing a lot of expensive outings and stuff like that. So we keep it pretty simple.
We actually live very frugally, and $1,000 a month sounds pretty high.
Is frugally a word?
Frugally.
So I would say that even though $1,000 a month is our expense, it is a good idea to have a few $1,000s, if not more, set aside for car expenses, because we have found that we have a regular car maintenance expense. So
yeah, the first 3 years, you know, we were good, but you know, it's not if something breaks down, it's when something breaks down.
Yeah. So if we have a couple months where we spend $700 or $800, that extra money is going to go to the car maintenance.
For example, we needed new brakes today. That was $350. Just like that.
Yep.
Gone.
It does. It goes fast.
That's really hard to say because most of the time I've been out here on the road, I've been spending a lot of money getting the rig going, doing modifications to the rig, and I had to do some repairs. And now the last year or so bought the trailer and all the stuff that's went in the trailer. So I never did an accounting, but I'm thinking, you could probably survive out in here on $600 or $700 a month if you were sensible. I mean, it depends on things like, you got to have a cell phone. That's going to cost you $100 a month. But you got to have insurance. You got to pay for gasoline. It's really hard to say, but I'm sure hoping you can do it on $800 a month or so, because that's right about where I'm
at. I think it's going to be on how often you move. So we move about every 2 weeks. Other than that, we really keep our other expenses down. So it's our grocery bill. Probably $1,000, I'd say.
For 2 people, right?
For 2 people, 4 dogs as well. So we're buying dog food, and we buy good dog food. So yeah.
So our answer is a little complicated, of course. Really depends on how much we're traveling. When we're sitting still, the cost is much greater than it is when we're traveling. On average, I would say around $1,500 to $2,000 a month would be our cost, but that can be influenced by a lot of different things. The quickest way for you to find out is to take away all of the fees that you associate with living in an apartment or at a home, whether that be a mortgage or maintenance on that property. Obviously, these things will be included with your van, but you're also paying maintenance on anything that you're driving anyways. So that's kind of part of your budget already.
That's right, guys. A lot of why we wanted to make this video was to show that it's not really an answer that anyone can give you. It's different for each individual person. So whereas some people might be able to live off $200 a month, others it's going to take them a couple thousand. And a lot of that just depends on your comfort levels and what you are and are not willing to live without. Guys, we want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and I really hope that you got something out of it. To all of you who continue to watch all of our videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, we want to say a big thank you to all of you. If you haven't already done so, be sure and hit that subscribe button and thumbs up and comment below letting us know what you thought of this video and also any other questions that you would like for us to be asking nomads on the road.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Bye, y'all.
Peace out. He's just kidding, guys. We'll be back Saturday and every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Y'all be sure and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of them.